chapters.
Yeah. Now,
Walky should have said something about this sooner, but
yeah.
at least they're saying it at some point.
I want to throw something out there, and I'm just going to play devil's advocate because I know you're going to disagree. So by default, I'm going to take the side of agreeing, though I don't necessarily agree with this. But I think it'd be really interesting to see Kawaki's reaction if Momoshiki either just straight up died and Boruto was still alive, or if Momoshiki was just a separate entity from Boruto moving forward, but Boruto kept all of his Otsutsuki genetic essence, whatever. I think based on this,
It would, yes.
he would say the same thing.
Well,
I
would agree based off how he's been presented in Two Blue Vortex, at least. Earlier part one, or really even late part one, but like in part one, I think you could have argued at least. He would have just been like, yeah, that's fine. But the way that he said things, yeah, like unless they start to change this a bit more, I would think he would still kill Boruto.
Exactly.
But
no, I agree. Okay, I'm glad that you said that.
If they start to focus in on Momoshiki specifically again and kind of delete all the Two Blue Vortex dialogue essentially, then maybe not. But as of right now, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because the way I'm seeing about it, it's almost like Sasuke talking to Naruto in the very final fight, or I guess after the final fight, where he's like, you don't know what's gonna come after. If something else comes your way, then what are you gonna do? So in this case, it's like, yeah, it's Momoshiki right now, but what's gonna come about later? That's just gonna take Momoshiki's place, and Boruto's dangerous because he could go out of control at any moment. Not necessarily because of Momoshiki, it's because of Momoshiki right now, but Boruto, it's his true nature to go out of control sooner or later, whether it's Momoshiki or whatever future thing it is. I think that's what he's saying.
I can see them going that route, but I just need to see some progress in that direction.
Yeah, I don't know why he would say that. The only thing I could imagine is because of Boruto's spontaneous nature, the fact that he went to go fight Ishiki, the fact that he chased after Kawaki when he went to go confront Toad.
That's not, worth killing. That's way too much.
I'm talking about why he might have that mindset.
Has no point if it was that. If that was the reasoning, I'd say Kawaki has no point.
Well, no. It's not the point in killing him, because that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Kawaki's point of that being his true nature.
I mean, I guess, but
because based on his behavior, he's spontaneous. I don't think that's what he's
referring to by out of control, though.
He's like trying to lead the way or whatever.
Yeah, but I think what he's referring to is like rampage, not be goofy, headstrong,
Well, no.
He just means
but behavior isn't true nature. Behavior gets to the true nature. For example,
give me an example.
Okay, I'll give you an example. Funny, we were saying the same thing. So I don't know if you're going to agree with this example, but Naruto's behavior was to be loud, outrageous, and to act out in early part 1. That's Naruto's behavior. His true nature isn't that. If anything, it's almost like the opposite of that.
Well, I mean,
he wants the attention.
I don't think his true nature is the opposite of that.
Well, not the exact opposite of that.
Is a no, but see, the thing with that one is, it's more like Naruto was doing that intentionally to get attention because he was lonely. But Naruto's true nature is extroverted, and it is loud, and it is goofy. He just went out of his way to take it to an extreme. He was being over the top intentionally, but most of that stuff is basic. It's just an amplified version of his true nature, essentially. It's not that Naruto is a more quiet kid or a less goofy kid or not a kid who likes to prank people. Like when he tried to prank Kakashi before Kakashi met them, that wasn't Naruto trying to get attention. That's just Naruto being funny.
No, bro, that was entirely attention. I'm pretty sure he took the responsibility for that as well. Kakashi's like, who did this? And Naruto's like, oh, I did it.
No, they all blamed him. Sakura and Sasuke just blamed... Well, actually, I don't think Sasuke said anything, but Sakura just blamed Naruto, and Kakashi took note of it.
That's besides the point. Naruto wasn't like, oh,
No, it's
I don't know
not.
what happened.
That is the point.
No, Naruto still took responsibility. He wasn't like, oh, I don't know what happened. It's like, yeah, I did do it.
I don't remember how he reacted, but either way, my point is mainly like Naruto just is goofy. Like Naruto, like he's always doing like goofy stuff, and it's not necessarily because he's lonely anymore. But he keeps doing it later on. Like Naruto does like the troll. He does like to be goofy. Like he just is a bit of a prankster, not to the extreme he was being on purpose, but being a prankster is kind of his nature at the same time. So I don't think it's going in the opposite direction. It's more just at the beginning of part 1, he was doing it for a different reason than his nature. It's almost like he was using his nature to do something. He's using his extroversion amplified to try to make himself less lonely. Of course, it didn't work.
Oh my god.
The way he wanted.
Okay. I disagree because of multiple scenes. First of all, him talking to Hinata about his anxiety and the tuning exams before he goes to fight Neji. Secondly,
anxiety doesn't mean you're not extroverted.
I have more than one point. Secondly,
I don't think that one counts as anything.
I don't care. Secondly, when baby Boruto grabs his finger and he silently smiles. What
is he gonna do? Like, have a conversation with Boruto?
Well, based on you, he's gonna be so extrovert. He's gonna be excited, screaming out loud, and pranking Hinata all at the same time.
No, that doesn't make sense. That is such a...
Oh, but for a different reason, though. He's gonna be pranking her for a different reason. And it's gonna be a minimized prank. It's only gonna be a true nature prank, not an amplified prank.
Bro.
Okay, well,
he's not introverted. Naruto is not an introvert.
You're right. I'm not saying he is.
Okay, then it's not in the opposite direction of his true nature. It's in the same direction.
I said it's like in the opposite direction. You just misheard what I said, and you're being so gung-ho about that being what I said. And I'm still not done. The third scene, which is inarguable.
No, that can't be true.
The third
scene... You wouldn't be arguing with me. You would have agreed with me then. He is extroverted. The pranking stuff is just way amplified.
You're not listening to me. Oh my god, you have such a simple-minded idea on this shallow, not nuanced idea of it. Okay, the third scene, Kamui, is when Naruto and Sasuke are in the academy, and Sasuke's walking away, and Naruto reaches his hand out, but he doesn't say anything, and he puts his hand back down and frowns and goes to sit off on his own.
I never said Naruto can't be scared at times.
Scared? That's him being scared. That is by far his truest of natures.
Because Sasuke was always better than him, and it just kind of
that wasn't a better
made
than
him
a moment.
Too nervous to say anything and all that jazz.
Bro, they were like out playing. They didn't even talk that day.
Even still, that is how Naruto felt with Sasuke. But just because you're an extroverted person doesn't mean there can't be any situation where you are, to some extent, introverted.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're always just gung-ho, walking up to every single person you meet, and just like, howdy there, Paul. I don't know you yet. Nice to meet you. Like, that doesn't necessarily mean you're that ridiculous.
I know.
There can be times where you are kind of silent and you aren't being outgoing.
But
you're still overall very extroverted.
Not necessarily. Because I think that moment speaks more to Naruto's character than most other moments. That's him being genuine right there. Whereas, like you said, every other moment where he's pranking everyone, that's not his true nature necessarily. That's an amplified fake version of himself.
For example, no, because, like, for example, no introvert is going to be screaming at Neji during Hinata's fight and be like, you know what? I've got a bone to pick with you, bro. I'm going to beat your ass and I'm going to argue with you over this topic. No introvert's going to look at Zabuza and be like,
Hinata basically
I don't care if he's not attacking us, Kakashi. He's enemy number one.
Sasuke basically
Let me give you a sob story about why you're wrong. No introvert is going to do all these things that he does.
Hinata and Sasuke basically did.
Did what?
Exactly what you were saying when you were saying it, and that's what I said. You just didn't hear me.
Sasuke doesn't do that. Hinata was trying to become an extrovert, first of all. So if you're gonna mention Hinata, she's literally trying to change herself. And Sasuke, I don't remember I don't know what scene of Sasuke you're trying to bring up.
Okay, then how about Naruto became an extrovert?
I mean, at what age do you want to say it then?
I don't know, like 10?
Again, so for most of all of the series, he's only an introvert in pretty much one or two flashbacks. Fine, I don't care. Naruto is generally an extrovert in the Naruto story.
Bro,
The Naruto we get to see.
Yeah, the Naruto we get to see isn't the genuine Naruto 95% of the time.
I disagree.
That's the surface level Naruto, the Naruto that he presents to the world.
Let's just stop here. Of course we're going to disagree because you think Naruto's a gaslighting terrorist, which means that he wouldn't be genuine for most of the series. So of course we're going to disagree. There's no point arguing about that right now.
You've already agreed with me. It's a Naruto that he's presenting to the world, the amplified version of himself based on your own words. That's not him being his true self. So that's not his true
only
nature.
with a prankster. I'm not talking about Naruto talking no jutsuing Gaara. I'm talking about Naruto pulling pranks on the first chapter. The one chapter of the 700 chapter series is what I'm talking about.
Listen, I don't care. Him being an amplified version of his true self, he's not being 150% his true self. If that's the case, he's being 50% his true self.
Well,
sure.
I'm not going to specify any number, but I get what you're trying to say.
Okay. Well, I wasn't specifying number. I was just throwing one out there.
To me, it's mostly like, I mean, there's some scenes where Naruto, is acting tougher than he believes. Like for example, with Neji, like he talks to Hinata. Like Naruto, I'm not gonna say Naruto's never overhyped himself.
But Naruto is the one that's like, I have a bone to pick with you. Well, that's Naruto being genuine there. That's his true nature. What introvert would do that?
This is you're strawmanning. I said Naruto is being extroverted there. Extroverted does not equate to genuine.
He's acting extroverted. For example, there.
When you troll someone in an extroverted way, you are not being genuine, I would like to think.
Okay, so Naruto does the same thing going into the tuning exams for the very first time. Naruto makes himself target number 1 based on how he acts going into that. He purposefully does that.
Yeah, he did that to make himself feel better, and it worked. But I was hesitant to include that example because it's kind of an interesting one. But
here's how I see that. How I see that is
Naruto,
similar.
especially early.
God.
Naruto, especially early, does do some of that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. But Naruto is, for the most part, being genuine throughout the story. And all the key moments, he's being genuine.
I entirely disagree with that. So first of all, the tuning exams moment, I see that like someone who just got to prison for the first time and they're scared and inexperienced and don't know what to do. They're just going with the default to the advice of punch the biggest guy in there. It's kind of what Naruto's trying to do there.
I mean, I can't speak from understanding on that point because I don't know how prison people act and I've never tried to learn.
Don't
so
pretend
I'm just gonna have to
never
believe your
heard
example.
That. You've absolutely. How have you not heard that? I refuse to believe you've never heard that.
I don't know culture that
Quote
isn't
it.
Japanese manga.
Clip it. I don't know culture.
It's the honest truth.
Oh my god, okay. That line was so ridiculous, you just gave me a headache. Okay. Right, I disagree Naruto's I disagree Naruto's being genuine throughout the entire or most of the series because like he says in the Naruto vs Sasuke fight, even though we've never said it, you and I are friends. So every scene where Naruto and Sasuke are together, he's not being genuine. Because that's his genuine thoughts and feelings.
No.
Yes.
No, it's not. I just I
The
don't want to argue this
point
anymore.
of
No, I don't think
pointing
this
out
means
that
he's not
line,
being genuine.
the point of pointing
Like,
out that line
for
is that they
example,
wanted to say
Oodie,
it but didn't. Not that, oh, I was
yeah, but
acting
that
your friend,
doesn't
I
mean
just
that
never
most of their
said it.
interactions aren't genuine. For example, I am arguing with you right now. If someone was listening
Oh
to
my
this
God.
argument and didn't know us, they wouldn't just necessarily assume we're being friends. We're acting like Naruto and Sasuke, but without saying it, I think you and I would both agree that we're friends.
You mean someone like
You know,
Joshua?
like, I think we are the perfect example
Someone like
of
Joshua?
how this would work for Naruto and Sasuke, or Boruto and Kawaki.
Yeah, the difference is that we've said we're friends. You just did it right now. GG, nice concession.
But if I didn't do that, okay, Naruto and Sasuke eventually said it, so that doesn't retroactively change the former
Yes, it
conversations
does,
where we're
because they
arguing
thought
as
it
friends without saying it.
previously. In the same way, when Sasuke says in both fights, it's because you're my closest friend, my one and only friend. He doesn't say that previously, he's saying it in that last final moment, for that very specific reason.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you and I probably had countless arguments before we ever said out loud, we're friends. So it's still gonna be the same.
I don't know if that's necessarily
And
true.
yeah, it is. Because you and I never said it.
Okay, that's us coincidentally.
I mean, I
not
know there's
saying
at least one. Granted, it wasn't a heated argument, but our first conversation was a debate, essentially. Wasn't a heated
You
one.
mean
It
the
was a friendly
text
one,
one
but
in
it
the
was an
cloud
argument.
Discord before we were friends? We weren't friends at that moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
But eventually we were friends,
Uh-huh.
and I'm sure that we had plenty of arguments before we just said, yeah, we're friends to each other, because you don't need to say it. It's just obvious at a certain point.
No, bro, it was not obvious for Naruto and Sasuke when you look at it from that perspective.
Nonsense, bro.
Maybe from their individual perspective. No, bro, maybe not from their individual perspective, but from the dynamic relationship of both of them combined, then yes.
I mean, I don't know what to say to that, but I mean, just watch the Land of Waves, and I think it's obvious. I don't know what to say.
Bro, how do you think Naruto... What did you think Naruto thought Sasuke's thoughts about him were? His genuine thoughts.
I don't know off the top of my head what Naruto thought at the time.
Okay.
I have to reread Land of Waves just
Oh
to see if
my
there's any
God.
subtle cues I want to look at.
Well, then he's just throwing him out there. A couple more moments is every Kid Naruto scene when he meets Kid Hinata. Not the Naruto the last movie, but like the filler one. And then also around that same time,
not
Kid
counting
Naruto
that
meeting
then.
the Hiruzen. Kid Naruto meeting Hiruzen with the fish at night. You can count that as well.
I'm not gonna count the filler scenes, bro.
They're novel adaptations, by the way, but whatever.
I don't care. I'm not gonna look at
Oh,
some of these bullshit side stories that
sketchy
contradict.
black and white manga over the elite anime. The sketchy black and white manga made by one person is way better than the multiple people that own the IP.
It is for most of the. I mean, think about it,
bro.
The manga canon arcs are better. Not for Boruto, but for Naruto, the manga canon arcs are better than the filler arcs.
No, there's a couple filler arcs that are better than some canon arcs.
Name one that isn't Kakashi Sensu's True Face, one singular episode where it's fucking hilariously stupid.
The Chikara movie.
That's on arc. I don't think that's better than any manga canon arcs, but that's my personal opinion.
Okay, what about the Mecha Naruto? Mecha Naruto fillers.
It's not an arc.
Any of the novel adaptations? And yes, it is an arc. It's 2 episodes.
Oh. That doesn't make it an arc.
Okay. What's your qualifications for arc then?
I was gonna say, I said you could call it a story, but like,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
it depends because then I would say any one episode could be an arc then. But so it's like you wouldn't call it the Mecha Naruto arc though.
Okay,
It's like you wouldn't call it that way.
then what about the Guren arc? What about the Utakata arc?
I don't think any of those are better than a Manga Canon arc. Not even close. I like them, but I think the Manga Canon arcs are all way better.
What's your least liked manga canon arc?
I was trying to think about that.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Then you can't even say, bro. That's how it works.
Yeah, but I already know, like, I like them all better. Like, at first glance, I might say Tenchi Bridge. That might be it. I'll go with it for now. Yeah, I like that better than all other filler arcs.
Okay, I think the first Naruto filler arc is really, really good. The one right after the Naruto vs Sasuke fight.
Idate one?
That as well. I love that.
Yeah.
But I wasn't even thinking of the Idate one. I should have. But I was talking about after.
Oh, sorry. You meant
Yeah, I meant like after.
the one where they go
story.
to Orochimaru's hideout.
Exactly.
With the other spider dude.
Yeah.
And the Kabuto lady.
If anything, that feels canon, just based on how the anime depicts it.
That one and the Idate one, yeah. Like, you would have fooled me before I knew what filler was. But again,
I put
like
those above
arcs,
Tenchi Bridge.
But I don't like them better than any of the Part 1 Naruto arcs.
I put them above Tenchi
That
Bridge.
one-
I think they're pretty good.
That's fine if you do, but I personally don't think any of the filler arcs are beating the manga arcs. Now I can understand if you said they're close or whatever, but I mean, granted, maybe if I rewatch, maybe my mind will change.
You haven't seen them in a while. It doesn't count. Meanwhile, you over here reading the sketchy black and white Tenchi Bridge arc, calling it peak.
I haven't read it in the manga yet.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways. I have to go to the bathroom. Do you want to reach out?